Morning all from China. China Spurs just woken up to the news that Frank has gone. So that happened around midday England time yesterday, on Wednesday. It's Thursday here now. I must say I'm disappointed. Probably the only one. You all got what you wanted. The media just saying he's got to go. Yeah, on one hand, they're saying all the problems he's got, any manager would struggle, but they were still saying he's got to go. Frank must be regretting leaving a job for life. He had a job for life at Brentford. He could do no wrong there. Even if they got relegated, I don't think they'd have sacked Frank. And he was lured away by the glitz of the Spurs stadium and supposedly a great football team and the support that they were going to get from the owners, and the statement they gave out, again, we gave Thomas Frank all the support we could. Yeah, right, Conor Gallagher and a 19-year-old Brazilian who's still not ready apparently. Great, massive support that was after all the promises. Will you be in charge at the Arsenal game? Yeah, 1000% sure. So they lied to him right up to the end, didn't they? Backstabbing, money grabbing gits. Anyway, so yeah, so poor old Thomas. I for one, I reckon with all the injuries, if we had the team, we'd have been okay. They say he's got no style of play. We don't know what system he's playing under. He tried loads of systems. They're just, players are not good enough, or not doing the job properly. I mentioned it the other day about the long ball. We haven't got players who can pass the ball 10 foot, let alone 30 yards. Dragushin's passing. How many times did he kick it out play? And Vicario. Oh, stop it. So yeah, so my take. We've got a handful of players that show fight, and a handful of those are even injured. Whether you like Porro or not, he's been out. He's fight, but we need Polinias, Simmons, Romero, Van der Ven, great, but the rest of them, no, I don't know. Okay, they're too soft. Now this is my take on it. I watched a James Maddison video on YouTube about his injury rehab, and basically a day in the life of my rehab. Oh my God, you see, well, going back to Thomas Frank at Brentford, when he was saying there's no dead wood there. There's no dead wood at Forest. We've got a forest of dead wood. You know, we should have a real big bonfire and get rid of a lot of them. And you could the facilities. No disrespect, Brentford, great little club. But I saw an interview with Thomas Frank. You know, I said in the same one we said no dead wood. They showed a day in the life of Thomas Frank. He's in there at about 6 o'clock every morning, and he puts it in, working out, going through stuff and whatever. Dedicated guy, and it's a good old-fashioned football club. You come into Spurs, it's like walking into a 5-star spa. And you see, Madders strolls in and he's, all right, everybody, all right. He says, right, what I do is I come in here and then I change and then I go and get my breakfast. Go get your breakfast at home. Fuck's sake. Get your cup of tea and slice of toast or a couple of eggs at home. No, they all stroll into this restaurant that's worthy of any posh London hotel. I tell you, all stainless steel, all these cooks and people in there just for the football team. You break it. So he says, well, I'll have my breakfast, and they sit down, they've got a menu, and they say, well, I'll have this, or can you do it this way? What? Then they'll get their massage or whatever, and then begrudgingly they wrap up with their hoodies and their snoods, and they're going out to the training pitch like this, like, you know, oh, I suppose we better do a couple of hours, haven't we? God, I did a short as well, a little bit about Brian Clough. As you know, I'm Tottenham Codsbury. I've been 66 years old. I remember the old football managers. They wouldn't put up with it. They'd come in and say, "What the hell? What's this? What's this breakfast? Smoked salmon and what? Get the out on that football pitch. I don't care if it's snowing. Get your ass out of the football pitch." Brian Clough, the old Forest days, they had a little bit of a slump. So he said, right, this is it. 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning or what, he got them all down to the local sausage factory and got them making sausages. And he says, this is what you could be doing instead of playing football in front of thousands of people earning all that money. He says, you could be here at 4 o'clock every night, working the night shift, making bloody sausages, or down in the pit. You know, just to get them a reality on life. You see them all turning up in their Lamborghinis and their Porsches and whatever, and they say, so what shall I have for breakfast today? Get your asses out on that pitch and sweat blood. You know, it's all too bloody soft, all too soft. Right, so yeah, so Frank, it was inevitable, not just the results. Everybody was saying, right, let's have him. As soon as they smell blood, that's it, they're after him. Who are we going to get? Who? You know, they're talking about De Zerbi. He quit Marseille. I suppose money talks. I suppose money talks if he hasn't got a job, but I mean, if it was going well at Marseille, no way would he come to Spurs. So that's another thing as well, saying the players get it easy. The managers at the end, they've got nothing to lose, have they? If De Zerbi comes to Spurs and it goes wrong, he'll still get a good payoff at the end. It's not like you and me, we get the old sack, we're thinking, shit, how am I going to pay the electric next week or next month or whatever? So they're just too soft, the players. I think you've got to bring back of the old school grit and determination. Yeah, I mean, and I think that the step up from Frank was not just facilities and the grounds or whatever. I think it was the attitudes and the type of players he had. No superstars or mega high earners at Brentford. They would go up. All his players seemed to be like, wow, we've just come off the building sites and this is my opportunity of a good life. Don't waste it. Put everything into it. Half of these players, they've never known adversity. You know, you're getting these. See, that's another thing. You're getting 19-year-olds earning, I don't know, almost like a lottery win every month. You know, they could retire. The old days when they say footballers' careers, they get paid so much because their careers are so short. Well, put it this way: in the Premier League, you only have to play one season, and you'd have earned more money than I have in my lifetime. They've had a house paid for, maybe 2 or 3 houses paid for. Got the, you know, and they're 19 years old. They haven't known anything tough. You know, not known shit. If I don't put it in today, I could end up back in working on the market next week if I'm not doing it right. There's I know it's too late. It's gone. That's gone now. You know, you'll never have that. But when you see that training ground at Spurs, it's too good. It's too comfortable. You know, get out of that comfort zone and realise that I don't know, you need a manager to wake them up. I'm sorry Frank's gone, and I said I'm the only one. I like him, and I think if he had half-decent players to actually carry out his instructions properly, who knows. But yeah, he's gone, and that's all there is to it. So yeah, I can't think who I would like in charge. I mentioned I saw something with Van der Vaart. We loved him at Spurs, and I think somebody mentioned that one day he'd love to come back to Spurs. I don't even know if he has managed any football teams, but I think a player like that, I don't know. Bringing Harry in, I mean, bless him, Harry Redknapp, but he's getting on, isn't he? He's older than me, for God's sake. Yeah, so let's see what happens next. I saw some guy on YouTube. He went on to Talk Sport, phone-ins, saying that he wants Spurs to get relegated. He sounds a genuine passionate fan, and I get where he's coming from, just to wake up the board and it might shake things up finally. But no, we don't want that. We don't want to go down to the Championship. Sorry. So anyway, let's see what happens. See who's daft enough to come in. Come on, you Spurs.